One last problem, okay, everybody, okay? So now let's go to item number 10. So this is a very tough problem. So good luck if we can do this together. You and me. Para matapos na once and for all. Are you ready? Let's do this. Ma'am Linda once has deposited 40,000 pesos for 4.10 years. Hence, her balance is now 322,080 pesos. Ma'am Sharon also did the same thing as well, up to the present. However, the only difference is that her interest rate charge is compounded every 3 quarters of the year. In the year 2022, on the 1st of March, they were starting putting up their own businesses. Moreover, their bonds pay interest bi-monthly, and their goal is to earn 2 million pesos. So this one is a tough word problem because this one implies all the concepts that we learned in business mathematics, starting from basic simple interest to compound interest and everything. Good luck if we can do this problem, okay? Letter A. What was the value of the interest rate charged in months? Ayan, that one involves simple interest. Kasi hindi ba remember, sabi dito, Ma'am Linda deposited 40,000 pesos for 4.10 years. Diba? 4.10 years. Hence, her balance is now 322,080 pesos. And that is, okay, let's identify the first sentence. The 40,000 pesos stands for the principal because that is the principal, how much you deposit your money. And then 4.10 years, that is the, that is the time. And then the balance of 322,080 pesos, that is your future value or final amount. Yan. So that's the future value. 322,080 pesos. Yun yung future value mo. Okay? Because it says has a balance. And if you do that, that is your current balance. She did the same thing. Okay. So that one is letter A, diba? So now let's solve. To solve for the interest rate, this is very easy. You already know what to do. Diba? Remember to solve for the interest rate, it's very easy. Diba? Remember, you have the principal times the rate times the time, the interest, and the amount. You know already what to do. First, diba remember you're given the P and the A. So all you have to do is to solve for I. Madali lang yan. So just subtract. Subtract the two values together. And you're supposed to get 282,880. Diba? And then, our time is 4.1 years. Pero, we want our conversion to be in months. Since our interest rate charge is in months. Diba? So, dapat naka-months na yan. So, therefore, we need to convert that into months. And that is 49.2 49.2. Paano nagawa yun? 1 year's worth 12 months. Multiplying that by 12, we get 49.2. That is correct. And now we simply divide. Or we can just get the product of divide it from the product, get the product of the two, and then divide from that interest. And you should get 14.33333 and a bunch of 3s %. And that's the answer in letter A. But I'm not so sure if this is correct. Mamaya malalaman na namin when we're done with everything. Next, let's go to letter B. Since when has Ma'am Sharon deposited her money? Use the exact time. Ayan, so this one, in this particular situation, di ba remember what you call this? Si Ma'am Linda, we have already found the interest rate. So, di ba remember sabi dito, Ma'am Sharon also did the same thing as well up to the present. Di ba she deposited 40,000 pesos? And it happened for 4.10 years. And then she wants to manifest the amount of 322,880 pesos as much as Ma'am Linda wants. Kaso, ang difference lang is that their interest rate charge is compounded. Yan. So that one, it implies compound interest. Kailangan mo mong compound interest ka. Ngayon, di ba remember sabi dito na it's every 3/4 of the year. That is our compounding period. Paano tayo mag-compound yan? Ganito kasi yun. Di ba remember, our compounding period, if it's monthly, 12. Bi-monthly, 6. Semi-annually, 2. Quarterly, 3, 4. Ngayon, it says 3/4 of the year. 3/4 of the year, that is 9. 9 months because, di ba remember, 1 quarter is, ano yun? Di ba remember, there are 12 months in 1 year. Pero 1 quarter of a year, that's equivalent to 3 months. Di ba? And then, 3/4 is worth 9 months. Pero does that make 1 whole year? So therefore, we're gonna have to convert the conversion period. And dapat that's supposed to be, ano yun? Every 9 months. Pero that might not be exactly how it goes. Pero di bale, I just made that up. But I do not know in reality if it were like that. Okay? Now, so let's do this. So now, let's solve. So now, on compound interest, ganito kasi yung solution. Di ba, remember, we already have the principal, which is 40,000 pesos. And then our rate is 14.33%. And then, di ba, remember, the time is, since when? Di ba, remember, it's just like item number 7. Di ba? Since when did you deposit your money? This one, you're going to solve for the time, pero you are given the, you're asked to solve for the kailan at kailan yung huli. Kailan ka nagsimula at kailan yung naghinto. Yun. So now, let's work on this. So, diba, remember, to do that, we're gonna have to solve for the time. To solve for the time, we need to use logs. So, here are the instructions. Future value divided by present value. So, ito yun. So, ang ginawa ko dito ay future value of 322,080 pesos divided by 40,000 pesos. And you should get 8.052. Diba? And then 1 plus R divided by C, that is, ano yun? 14.33% time plus, divide by 9, add 1. Yes, diba? So, we have to add 1 to that. Divide by 9, kasi diba, remember, our compounding period is 9 months. Diba? So, yan. And then from there, we take the log. Log base 10 of both of these numbers. And then divide for the answer. In this one, I divide the two answer of taking the log base 10. Just like change of method. This one, I just take the literal log. Log of the base of future value divided by the present value, divide of that number. So yan, di ba, remember, this is the number. The number that you want to take off that given base. And we should get the same answer. And then continuous division to give you 14.67 years. Pero, we still need to convert. Because remember, that is our time interval. But we're asking since kailan. Kailan tayo nagsimula? So therefore, our time unit, we are gonna have to convert the decimal. So 0.67, we're gonna convert that. So now we subtract 14 on years, and we get 0.67 times 12 to give you 8 months. We have 8 months already. And then minus 8 months, di ba, remember this what we did, di ba? Minus 14. And then times 12. Then minus 8. And then times the answer here. Aya, di ba, remember 1 month is worth 30 days. Pero, sir, bakit ang days namin ay 30.416667? Ito yun. Kasi nga ang sabi ko dito sa Word, I want it in exact time. So, use exact time. At saka, di ba, remember, you know naman, for ordinary interest, 1 year is worth 30 days. 1 month is worth 30 days. Kaso, because we are now using exact time, so therefore, we need to have 31 days. And of course, not all months consist of 31 days. Only 7 of them. So therefore, the thing that we did there is this one. Ang ginawa ko dito, in-average ko the number of days that we have in a year for 1 month. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And we get 30.41 days for 1 month. So 1 month is worth 30.41 days on average. So that's why I just use the average na lang. And therefore, we just have 1 day. Actually, we can just round it up to 2 days na lang. Pwede naman. And then we subtract. Diba? And diba remember, it starts up to the present. It continues up to the present. Kasi diba remember, it says here, since when has Ma'am Sharon deposited her money? Kasi nga she did it in the past and it continues up to the present. Hanggang ngayon, which is today, November 5. So therefore, we're gonna have to subtract. November 5 minus 1 is 4. And therefore, 11 minus 8, November minus 8, since it's November 5, 2024. So therefore, we're gonna have to subtract 8 months and it's March. And the 2024 minus 14 is 2010. So therefore, the answer is March 4, 2010. So Miss Sharon has deposited her money since March 4, 2010. That's the answer. Now to our next question. Oops, not that one. If Ma'am Sharon's husband, wants to have the same amount by the end of the term, do you think it's possible if interest rate charged to him is 50.28% compounded annually? Yan, di ba remember in the third question it says, kung ang husband ni Ma'am Sharon ay gusto niya makaroon ng same amount na 28 na, ano yun, what's the value? 322,080 pesos by up to the present, but the compounding period is compounded annually such that the interest rate is 15.28%. Do you think it's possible? Why or why not? This one, you're gonna have to use ERI, effective rate of interest. So, ang ginawa ko dito, ginawa ko ERI problem. So, you know already what to do. Diba, remember you're given the effective rate of interest because it's 15.28% compounded annually. And our goal is to get the nominal rate. So, paano tayo ginawa yun? First, I did it this one. I add 1, and then from there, I multiply that by, I take the root, because remember, our root is 9, so we have to take the root, diba? And dahil walang root power, so therefore, we raise that to 1 over the rooting power. And since we are taking the 9th root, so therefore, 9 is in the denominator in the exponent. So, yan. And then we have to subtract it by 1, and then we multiply it by 9 to get 14.33%, which is still the same as 14.3333 din naman siya 3's. So, the answer is yes. Even if the interest rate were compounded 15.28% compounded charge were compounded 15.28% compounded annually, you will still get the same amount, or you will still get the same amount by the end of the term. Yes! And that's the right answer. Next, letter D. Ang sabi dito ay, complete the following table if the value of the current market price is twice of cube of a number. Yan, twice of cube of a number. That means it's 2x cubed. Twice of cube of a number. Diba remember if you write in algebra? Twice, it's 2 times cube of a number, x cubed. Diba? The combination is the difference of 18 and a number squared. That means it's x squared minus 18. And accrued interest with a value of the sum of 190 times a number added by a number. Yan. And that is 190x plus x. And then, we have, which will empower to have the price per bond of the sum of the product of 50 and a number squared, 10 multiplied by a number, and 2. So yan, the sum of everything. 50 times a number squared, 10 times a number, and 2. Use the coupon rate having the value of your better half's effective rate interest rate. Yan. So that is the one you're going to do. So that one implies a stocks and bonds problem. And that one implies algebra. Because in this particular situation, our goal is to complete the chart. So ganito kasi yun. Ayan. So ito yung ginawa ko. Oops. So yan. So di ba remember sabi dito, our coupon rate is supposed to be 15.28% dahil sa effective interest rate ng, CERI. Our time is bi-monthly. Kasi di ba remember, it says in the word problem, sa word, it says here na, ano to? Their goal, their bonds pay interest bi-monthly. Di ba? So that is our term, bi-monthly. And then the accrued interest, di ba sabi ko sa accrued interest is 190 times a number added by a number. Yan. The current market price is 2 times a number cubed. So therefore, it's x cubed times 2. Yan. Commission is the difference of 18 times square of a number. That's x squared minus 18. And then the price per bond is the sum of 50 times a number squared and 10 times a number and 2. And then the total purchase price, di ba remember that is the goal. Di ba remember sabi dito, ang goal nila ay magkaroon ng, ano to, 2 million pesos by the 2 million pesos. Di ba? Their goal is to earn 2 million pesos in that stocks and bonds company. Di ba? So now what do we do? This implies algebra yet again. So now how do we solve the algebra? Ganito kasi yun. First, di ba remember ito yung solution namin? First, we have 190 plus x. Can I zoom it in para mas madali? Yan. So, di ba remember, we have 190 plus x. 190x plus x. 2x times cube. 2 times x cube. X squared minus 18. And then we have equals this answer. Tama? Now, we're gonna have to combine like terms. Ito yun, fixing the terms. Ibig sabihin, combining whatever's the like term. Diba? Yan. So, these are third degree polynomial, second degree polynomial, first degree polynomial, and the constant. And equals to the answer here. Pero, because remember, since this is cubic, we need to set it equal to 0 so that we can find all the zeros. So, we need to subtract. So, therefore, x squared minus 50x squared. 191x minus 10. And negative 18 minus 2. So, therefore, you're supposed to get this. That's why it says set it to 0. So, therefore, ito yun. 2x cubed, x squared minus negative 50x squared, 191x minus 10, and then we have 18 minus 2. Negative 18 minus 2. And then, combining like terms, you should get negative 49x squared, positive 181x, and then we get negative 20. Just like what I wrote here. Ayan. Diba? First, I wrote it this way. And then, I combine like term. I arrange the terms. And then, set it equal to 0. And then, combine like terms. And when I do that, when I combine like terms, yun nga, we're supposed to get 2x squared minus 49, 2x cubed minus 49x squared plus 181x minus 20. Alright? Now, here's the problem. This is a cubic equation. Diba remember kung na cubic equation to, it may be hard talaga to solve for x. Pero don't worry. Here's what we're going to do. If you want to solve for x in a cubic equation, there's a special trick that I learned on YouTube. And that is to look at the constant and see if it can be factored. List down all the possible factors of the constant. Like for instance, the constant is 20. So therefore, we need to write down all the possible factors of 20. And we know all the factors of 20 are, let me write it for you. Now here are the factors of 20. 20 times 1. 10 times 2. 5 times 4. That's it. So let's try 20 first. Ayan, di ba remember this is the, let's try 20. Kasi nga let's see if 20 can, and then what you can do, based on the factors that you put here, we will try to see if one of them can be a solution. So how about let's try 20. If we were to do 20, do you remember that's supposed to be x minus 20. Let's see if 20 can be a solution. But before that, to verify if these were true, you need to do synthetic division. Do you remember we have synthetic division, diba? So do you remember we have x minus 20 equals 0. So we have to get the inverse. And therefore x equals 20. Now, this is the thing that we're going to do. We can apply synthetic division. Diba? And then, diba remember, in synthetic division, if our remainder is equivalent to 0, therefore that is the right answer. So, our x cubed, this is 2, Our x squared is 49. Writing from highest to lowest, this is just 1, 81, and then negative 20. If we get the last one as 0, that means that can be factored and 20 can be a solution. Let's start. So bring down 2 multiplied by 20 to give you 40. Negative 49 minus 40 plus 40 equals negative 9. Negative 9 times 20 equals negative 180. You get positive 1. 1 times 20 equals 20. So tama. Negative 20 minus 20 equals 0. So therefore, we have no remainder. So therefore, that is the correct answer. Looking at my solution sheet here, ito yung synthetic division ko. So ito yung ginawa ko dito. So ang ginawa ko dito ay bring down the 2. Then we multiply it by 20. And then we get positive 40. Then subtract. Then we get negative 9 times negative 20. And we're times 20 to get negative 180. Then to give you positive 1 times 20, and we get positive 20, which gives you 0. So therefore, 20 is a solution. But let's check if 20 is verified to be a solution. To verify 20 can be a possible solution, we plug in 20 for x. So that is the one I'm doing right now. Check if correct. That's why sinabi ko factor out x. That is to ano yun? Kasi nga ang ginawa ko, i-factor out to x. And then we can also do combined like terms. Diba? Kasi nga in cubic, you're supposed to get 3. But never mind, we don't care about the the fraction. We care about the whole number. So to check if we're correct. So therefore, we have 190 times 20 plus 20. And we're supposed to get 3,820. 2 times 20 cubed, and that's supposed to be 16,000. 20 squared minus 18, and we get 382. And then we sum everything up to see if we get the right answer. And we did. We did get 20,202. At the same time dito, we do 50 squared. That is 50 times 20 squared. And then 10 times 20 plus 2. I summed everything up, and do we still get 20,202? Yes, we did. So now going back to here. So therefore, these are the final answers. So our final answers are this one. Our current market price is 16,000 pesos. The accrued interest is 3,820 pesos. The commission is 382 pesos. And the price per bond is 20,202 pesos. Now, we can now solve for the price per, the number of bonds. To solve for the number of bonds, it's just easy. Just divide. 20,000 pesos divided by the price per bond. You know you have to multiply these two together to get the total purchase price. Pero ang ginawa namin ay divide. And we're supposed to get 99 bonds. Wow! 99.000999. Pero that's still 99 in general. And then this one, we need to get the principal or the par value. The term is bi-monthly. So therefore, what is our term? It's 6 divided by 12. Because, diba, remember, it's bi-monthly because 6 on the numerator dahil 6 is pertaining to bi-monthly. Pero divide by 12 because we're using months. Diba? So bi-monthly to. And then our coupon rate is divided by, is still the same. And now we divide to get the par value. And our par value is supposed to be 50,000 pesos. Which they say becomes the correct answer. Diba? So now we already solved for the answer in letter D. Now, let's go to letter E. Do we still have one more? Hi, salamat sa Diyos. Last na yan. Last problem. Letter E. If they wish to make a goal, the goal using compound interest, when can this be so achieved? Use the given details in stocks and bonds to solve the problem. Ayan. So based on your answers in letter D, in the stocks and bonds problem, you're going to have to determine to see if they can make our goal. So yan. So remember, this one is an integration of everything. Kung sakali sa letter A, it's simple interest. So letter B, compound interest. So letter C, effective rate of interest. Letter D, stocks and bonds problem. And letter E, yun nga, the final result or the conclusion. Diba? Kasi nga, diba, remember, they manifested that they want to have 2 million pesos by the end of the term. And they started since March 1 2022. Pero, di ba remember, they said that they want to make the goal using compound interest. That is, if they don't want to use the stocks and bonds problem. So they're going to use compound interest. And the question is, when can this be achieved? Use the given details in stocks and bonds. So ganito kasi yun. So now, here's the problem. Here's the solution pala. So, di ba remember, you know already your principal? The principal is the par value, which is 50,000, which we got kanina. Kaya pala, you have to get every answer right. If you get them wrong, automatic lahat ay mali. So, therefore, you need to get everything correct in order that you can succeed. Okay? And then the rate is 15.28%. The time is March 1, 2022 up to the present. Kasi nga, remember, let's say for example, if they did not do stocks and bonds, but they want to do it in compound interest. So hanggang kailan? When will they achieve this? Ayan! Like what we did kanina, we are gonna have to solve for the time, pero solve for the time such that we are asked to solve kung kailan yung simula. Ngayon, kailan yung pangarap na natutupad? How did they get the dream? How did they get it achieved? Diba? Like for example, diba, remember you started class on June and you stayed there for 10 months. When will you graduate? On March to April, diba? So you're gonna get to the future plan. So now we're gonna have to check. So now we're gonna have to go here, diba? And then our compounding period is bi-monthly. The interest is 1,950,000 and the amount is 2 million. Now, this is very easy for us to solve. Applying the rules of compound interest, madali lang yun. Di ba, remember you know already the rule of compound interest? You have to take the logs. So, you take the log of the future value divided by the present value. Ganito kasi yun. So, yan. Di ba, remember future value divided by present value, and that is the final amount of 2 million divided by 50,000, and you get 40. At the same time, 1 plus the R divided by C, and you get 15.28% divided by the compounding period, which is bi-monthly, because using the facts from the stocks and bonds problem. And then we take the log 10 of both of the situations. So yan, di ba? B174 and B175. And then divide for the logs. So we divide both of these answers here to get the answer. Or you can just simply take the log of both of these, di ba? Log of 40 base of 1.025. And you still get the same answer. To verify if this is true, yun nga, I type this if function. If the log of this 2 is equivalent to dividing, if it's correct, true, if it's wrong, false. And that's true. And this one, do continuous division. And that is we have to divide by 6 because it is compounded bi-monthly. And we should get 24 years. Grabe naman. 24 years. Ang layo naman. Grabe sa pagtutupad ng pangarap. Ang lola, nan-lola, ang maging silang mga lola. Pero never mind. Okay? And then from there, you're gonna have to convert the time unit into months and days because we are gonna have to solve for the future. So this is what you're going to do. So now let's go to conversion. We know in general 1 year is worth 12 months. So we need to subtract minus 24. So yan. 24.44 minus 24. And then we multiply by 12, we get 5 months. And then minus 5, we get, and then do you remember when we get the number of days in exact interest? We did it this way. In-average ko na naman. Diba? And we're supposed to get 30.416667. And then we multiply that, the decimal, so we should get 11 days. And then we did the calendar, 1 minus 11, ayan. This time, you're going to solve for the future. So therefore, you're gonna have to add. Diba, remember ito yung beginning. Ito yung time interval namin. So we want to solve for the future, we need to add. So therefore, 1 plus 11 is 12, 3 plus 5 is 8, 2022 plus 24 equals 2046. So mga 2046 pa. So therefore, the correct answer is on August 12, 2046, they will get 2 million pesos for compound interest. And if you might be asking me regarding about the answers, ito na lahat yung mga answers tungkol sa sagot. Yan. Here are the answers in letter A. Diba sa letter A, it talks about simple interest. Magkano yung interest rate? The interest rate is 14.33% charged in months. And it's per month. Letter B, diba you remember asked, since when has Ma'am Sharon deposited her money? And the answer is since March 4, 2010. Yan. And then letter C, if there's effective rate of interest, kung tama, and you will still yield you the same amount. And it's yes. It is possible for Ma'am Sharon's better half to have the same amount by the end of the term because of the rate of interest, because the effective rate of interest still yielded the same amount. Very easy, diba? Very easy, diba? And you know naman, if you get the effective rate of interest, you will still get the same amount. And then, letter D, see above for solutions. Diba remember, that's the one I showed you kanina? Yung ito yung mga solutions ko sa letter D. So, yan. Okay? Last but not least, letter E, yung nga, if they wish to make the goal earning of 2 million pesos using compound interest, this can be achieved on August 12, 2046. Ang layo ha. Pero that's typical. If you want more money, you have to wait for it. Never mind if it will take years, it'll take months, it'll take days. But just be patient. And that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for being patient with me as we go through the word problems. And yan, we did it. We were able to do all the 10 word problems. Salamat sa Panginoon. Leave a like if you do like this video. And get ready for some logic in the next video. Bye, guys. God bless ka na sa exam.